I'm going to show you the art direction techniques I use to create this. And we're going to do it entirely using Adobe stock. This kind of layered technique, frame and frame, pairing bold colors and motion together, is a style I've used in real campaigns as an art director. And it's a super valuable tool to add to your toolkit, whether for social videos or campaign films, because of how versatile it is. You can make footage work in horizontal or vertical, and we can't always do an elaborate shoot. So let me show you how to leverage Adobe stock like an art director. First, what's our concept here? Doesn't need to be complicated, but think first. We're going to be pairing visuals together, so let's create some contrast with those pairings. I'm specifically thinking I'm going to try to juxtapose maybe close-ups on athletes in one shot with footage that is wider, more environmental, maybe some urban settings, crowds in the other shot. Regardless, I want you to think bold color, movement, and contrast. Okay, now let me show you the secrets to finding great Adobe stock clips for this. All right, I'm on Adobe stock and let's just type in athlete. And Adobe stock has a huge library of footage, but I'm not just looking for pretty clips. I'm building a visual system. So to create contrast, I don't want too many colors and motion in one shot. I'm looking for clean, uniform shots with a single dominant color. Now I love this. Really bold, saturated reds filling the whole frame. So let's download HD Preview. And this is cool too. Similar, a single subject with blue filling the frame. Very graphic. Now you'll notice both these shots are top down. They're flat, symmetrical, that's what makes it kind of feel graphic. You can actually filter the results by shot angle, and they have an option for top down. So let's click that. Maybe include aerial, and I'm going to exclude generative AI. And let's search tennis. That'll have some nice bold colors. Yeah, let's dive into this one and see if they have her serving. You can see more from the series or even find similar by clicking here. But this shot looks great. Let's download that. Now let's juxtapose these solo moments with some crowds. More people can get chaotic, but sometimes crowds or time lapses have interesting wave-like movements or patterns that look really cool when uniform across the whole frame. Really like this with the colorful flags. Let's download that. I really want some yellow. Aha, this is interesting. The yellow and blue is almost like a polka dot pattern, very graphic. Found this yellow and it's a little far from my concept, but I think it could really make some of the blues pop. Okay, so I've got some really nice full frame graphic blues, yellows, that saturated red coming in from that running shot. If there's another specific color you're looking for, back in the filters, you can even search for specific colors. So maybe you need some more red or you're doing something more with pinks. Okay, I think we have enough clips that we can start getting things put together. And alone, they might seem minimal, but when we pair them together, I'm going to show you how we can create some impact. All right, let's bring our clips into Premiere Pro or After Effects. Now we're not editing yet, we're composing. Let's think about putting our more wide crowd shots on the bottom layer, and on the top layer, we'll use those more solo athlete shots. We got the runner, let's put him on top. And how about this time lapse on the bottom? To get that layered frame in frame effect, all you have to do is scale down the top shot. Select the runner, go to Effect Controls, and let's do 75%. That's pretty sweet already. Now every clip will do that same scale, 75%, but you can play around with it, try different framings. All right, I'll clip it down and we'll try some other shots. How about this crowd shot? Put it on the bottom and let's try the tennis player. Scale that to 75%. We've got the flat graphic color of the middle frame with the more textured, chaotic crowd of the outside frame. Same thing here, more flat and minimal in the center with a lot more movement on the outside. But we can play around and mix and match this. Maybe we've got this more simple, minimal yellow shot, and we put that on the bottom. And pair that with this swimmer shot, which isn't flat and graphic. It's got a little bit more action. Scale that down to 75%. And wow, that looks really cool. I mentioned how the yellow didn't really seem like it was fitting with the concept, but the color really balances out all the blue in that middle frame, and it helps that it has that yellow accent on his swim cap. So watching it all back, this really highlights how seemingly boring shots can work together. I'm still surprised at how well the yellow of the flowers really pops against the blue of the swimmer. All right, let's keep going. All right, now here's all the shots. Paired up, it's a really powerful effect. We treated our clips more like building blocks, so you're not just editing together footage you didn't shoot, you're designing with it. Next, you can polish how you would any other video project. Some simple sound design to emphasize each transition. Play with the cuts, maybe overlap a bottom layer with a top layer cut. Now, let me show you again how I put mine together, the final result. And that's why Adobe Stock is one of my go-to tools as an art director. If you want to start creating visuals like this, Adobe Stock has plenty of high-quality footage, textures, and motion elements that work together. Use those filters I showed you and go explore and see how you can make this your own. And if you make something cool, tag me. I want to see it.